Now let's talk about the depersonalization and derealization disorders. Again, these are things that can happen to a lot of us. When we think of depersonalization, it's the basic definition of the persistent or recurrent feeling of being detached from one's mental processes or body, accompanied by an intact sense of reality. So in depersonalization, you believe that you are not real, and that is the main issue. Most of the depersonalizations are also due to stress. So when you hear individuals talk about, I saw things happen as if though it happened to another person, I saw things happen as if though it was happening in slow motion, what they're describing is that they are not feeling real. And that's what's typical of patients who have depersonalization. You usually see more of these disorders in the adolescent or in early adulthood. And again, stress usually precipitates this disorder. So depersonalization, as I was describing to you earlier, is really an out-of-body experience. Derealization is completely different. And derealization is where you believe the world is not real. So if you look at the definition, its perception of the environment is often distorted or strange during episodes of depersonalization, accompanied by a feeling of being detached from physical surroundings. So in these situations, you think that something in the outside world is not real. And the two most common symptoms of this will be either déjà vu or je m'en vu. When you think of je m'en vu, it's a sense of familiar things being strange, whereas déjà vu is a sense of unfamiliar things being familiar. And these are things which, of course, are very common, and a lot of you, I'm sure, have experienced one or the other. And the main treatment, of course, for these dissociative disorders will be psychotherapy. Always try to rule out whether this is due to drugs or whether it's due to some other dissociative disorder. Let's look at the case now for this chapter. A 19-year-old man is brought to the emergency room by volunteers from a homeless shelter. The man claims that he cannot remember who he is. He says that he found himself in Los Angeles, but that he cannot remember where he comes from, the circumstances of his trip, or any other information about his life. He has neither identification nor money, but he has a bus ticket from New York. Which of the following is the most likely diagnoses? Depersonalization, dissociative amnesia, dissociative fugue, dissociative identity disorder, or substance-induced amnesic disorder. So here we have a man who does not remember who he is, but yet he traveled cross-country. So the fact that you have the memory loss and the sudden unexpected travel makes C, dissociative fugue, the correct answer.